Any other questions?
I will want to ask if you can talk about the dead names and why we should not use them.
Sure.
And what a dead name is.
Yeah. So I talked a bit about pronouns and why it's important to use pronouns, and I put names into that conversation, but I didn't separate it out completely. So using someone's name that they ask you to call them is just as important as pronouns. For some people, it's more important. I know for me it is. And what somebody asks you to call them may be a different name than the name that they were born with, the name on their birth certificate, the name that their parents gave them, and it may or may not be their legal name. So I know here in Costa Rica, it's not always easy to get your name changed legally, and there are other reasons why someone would choose not to change their name legally. However, if somebody says, this is my name, it's very important to call them by that name and not ask them, okay, but is that your real name? What's your name really? What does it say on your passport? You know, you're not the police. You don't need to police other people's names. When you call someone by the name that they used to be called by, a lot of people refer to that as a dead name. So not everyone. Some people say legal name or given name, but some people say dead name because that was the before. And this is especially very common in people who are trans-binary. You know, if you have a very, very feminine name and you are a trans man and you ask to be called a more neutral or masculine name, that is very clearly a dead name that that person sees as something from their past and is not part of their present or their future. But a dead name means that you are trying to disrespect this person by bringing up a part instead of respecting the human being right in front of you. So when you say something like, what is your name really? What is your real gender? Have you had surgery? What's going on, you know, between your legs, with your body parts? Like, it's just not our business what's happening with somebody else. If they say, this is my name, these are my pronouns, this is what I look like today, we don't need to police anyone else and say, I disagree with you. I think I should call you a different name. I should call you a different pronoun, and I'm going to pay attention to whatever your body parts are. It's just a matter of basic respect. So, for example, if somebody's name is, I can't think of an example, but if someone's name is Jack, and you always call him Joe, at some point Jack would be pretty annoyed about that. So this is that one.
Trans, but this other categories of what is the person saying when they say queer?
Of course. So first of all, there is absolutely no judgment here. If you are asking questions and wanting to learn, you are always in the right place, no matter where you are. So thank you for asking questions. Queer in English used to be a word that was discriminatory, and people used in a very negative way to describe people. But some words people from those groups have reclaimed them and said, no, we are taking them back and we're putting a positive spin on them. So today, people will refer to themselves as queer. I will refer to myself as queer. And it generally is just a very broad way to say that you are part of the LGBT community. So some people who are queer may be cisgender and gay. Some people who are gay and interested in a more traditional relationship. So it doesn't necessarily have a very specific meaning. It just means that you are part of the community, and as long as you're not using it in a discriminatory way, intending to make someone feel bad, you can use it.
Thank you. I was in the generation where I was
Yeah.
term.
Yeah. We have a little bit of time if anyone has other questions.
What is pansexual as opposed to bisexual?
Yeah, that is actually a somewhat controversial topic sometimes. So the definition that I am most clear on is they both refer to being attracted to more than one gender. However, with bisexual people, you are very particular on who that gender is. So I have this type of attraction to women, this type of attraction to men, and maybe this type of attraction to non-binary people or someone in between or beyond. Whereas pansexual is, I'm attracted to the human being. I don't care what gender they are. So it's more about
in between. So it's great to meet other binary folk who are open about it and who like to share their experiences and give you advice. And fortunately, I've been able to meet other trans people and non-binary people in the past couple of years. So I'm really grateful for all of that, and also how society is evolving and becoming more accepting towards all people. And I really love that left-handedness example or analogy. That was great, and thank you again for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. It's actually quite common. During the pandemic, when everyone was just alone with their own thoughts and you didn't have to wear nice clothes to go to the office, everyone's separated from this performance of who we're supposed to be in society. And some people came out as non-binary, some people came out as gay, some people got divorced, some people quit their jobs, some people left their country, some people got sober and stopped drinking, some people started drinking and that got really bad. So we all kind of handled this combination of stress and removal from all of these expectations differently, and a lot of us got to know ourselves a lot better. So there were so many people who made really drastic life changes or just realized their identity when they never, every day they were wearing certain clothes to work and telling everyone who they were. And when they stopped doing that, they thought, wait a minute, who am I really? And then they got to know themselves a little bit better. So with all of the horrible things the last few years has brought, it's also brought a bit more clarity for a lot of people as well. One last question? All right, I think we can end it here. Thank you everyone for coming. I appreciate you listening and learning, and thanks for being good people who want to respect other human beings.
Thank you.